Nonsense, reproved Carbide. A man's wealth is not in a purse he carries. A fat purse quickly empties if there...
A fat purse quickly empties. Listen here. Listen very closely.
There be no golden stream to refill it.
If there is no golden stream to refill it, okay? It makes a whole lot of sense. Because the more you spend, right, the more you lose if there's a condition to it. If you don't have a way to bring that money back. If you don't have a way to replenish that money, right? If you don't have anything invested, if you have not invested in anything, right? Then how do you expect that money to come right back after you lost it by spending it? You see how that works? And you got a lot of guys out here just like that. They spend money so lavishly, but they don't have a way to bring that money back to them. Like, man, you fresh, but guess what? You ain't got nowhere to stay. You see what I'm saying? Because in order for you to pay rent, you have to have what? A residual income. You see? In order for you to pay a car note, you have to have what? Residual income, right? Because you can pay this month's rent, but guess what? It's still going to come next month. You can pay the car insurance for this month, but you still got to pay it next month. As long as you have that car that has a lease on it, as long as you're staying in the house that you have to rent, you have to continuously pay rent unless you actually own it. And actually, he talks about that further in the book, but that's going to be later on in the topic. But you see, so you got these guys, they fresh. They got the J's on, and he got the Cartiers on, and you know what I mean? He fresh. You know what I mean? He got a nice car that he bought, got some rims on it. He probably don't even have an insurance. He probably don't have insurance on it. But guess what? He's still staying with his moms. You want to know why? Because you don't have anything that you invested in where the money can come back to you, right? And you can have the residual income to pay your own bills. So that's why he's able to stay with his parents, right? Where he can stay for free. See, them nice shoes that you got on, guess what? All it takes is one payment. One payment of a new pair of Jordans, and then you got those for life until you tear them up. But until then, you know what I'm saying, you get to look fresh until they're worn out. You see? Income, that's the thing. Now listen carefully.
Arcad has an income that constantly keeps his...
Now notice who they're talking about. They're talking about Arcad. Now Kabai and Bonsir, they're having a conversation here. Kabai and Bonsir are close friends. They grew up together. Actually, Arcad was one of those that was in a group with him as well. But the thing is, he happened to sit with different. You will see later on in the book. He sat with this guy that had knowledge of how to make money and what happened, and he eventually owned the business, and he became the richest man in Babylon. See. What do they say? If there's 4 guys in a group, right? If there's five guys in a group, right? And each and every last one of them are millionaires, right? And if you become part of their circle and you're the 6th one, then you will become the 6th millionaire. Why? Because you learn how to think like a millionaire. You learn how to walk, move, and talk like a millionaire. They move a certain way. They talk a certain way, right? They think a certain way, right? They act a certain way. They're in certain gatherings. They are in certain settings, right? They invest a certain way. You see how that works? So, you got to be, these guys, Kabai and Bonsir, if you notice, they're sitting down and they're having a conversation about how to make more money and how to enhance their financial situation. Let me ask you this. How many people do you know? I can't talk as loud as I normally would because I just woke up pretty much. All right, so how many guys your friends, your so-called friends, that you know for sure that have conversations with you trying to get you to enhance the oil game? How many do you know? How many do you know? You sell oils and your man, he sell oils and y'all been knowing each other for 15 years and, you know what I mean? He's trying to compete with you. You trying to compete with him. Listen, man, put the competition to the side for a moment. And just, combine your brains, man, and try to come together to enhance the situation, enhance both of you guys' business.